All right, guys, welcome. Today we're going to talk about religious or secular. Are you religious or are you secular? We have a growing number of people that would strongly identify as secular. Are you a religious person? No, I'm spiritual. I'm not a part of these cults. We've got, probably a small percentage, probably 5% of people are going to be involved in the way we were, earlier on, 100 years ago, let's say, where we would go to Wednesday service, Friday service, Sunday service, potlucks, bake-offs, what have you, where this is really a large part of your social activities. You're selling avocados outside. Very cool, very cool. Local produce. This stuff is supposed to go in us. It's not supposed to go somewhere else. Very beautiful. But now we've got people that would say, hey, I identify as religious, but kind of non-practicing. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. We have people that around the holidays, Christmas and Easter. They're gonna get back into that Catholicism, maybe make that New Year's resolution to next year, pick it up. Excuse me, guys. But the majority of people are just not even going to identify. Maybe even not have strong opinion. Just not really identify with that anymore. But you're not going anywhere, guys. You're in a fishbowl in an experiment that we call Universe 25. And just saying, I'm not with God. I'm not with religion. I'm the opposite of God. I dislike religion, dislike God. Screw God. Just words. You're still in this fish tank. What we had pre-religion was a system where all of the energies, this tree grew up out of this piece of soil. But everything's going to return to the soil. The tree took calcium, magnesium, nitrogen, carbohydrates, proteins, microorganisms, everything out of this soil, made a stalk, made trees, leaves, fruit, everything, seeds. But that energy isn't going anywhere. The leaves are going to fall off of this tree. They're going to sit here. They're going to get rained on. They're going to get stepped on. And in a few months, they're going to become soil again. So the energy we took out of this soil to make those leaves returns. The fruit is now, we've taken the energy out of here, we've taken carbohydrates, we've taken molecules, we've taken electricity, we've taken microorganisms, and we've made these pieces of fruit. But they're not going anywhere, guys. They're not going anywhere. That fruit's going to fall off of the tree, and all of that energy is going to go back in here. But if we have some cool animals, a human or some pigs or whatever, and they eat the fruit still isn't going anywhere. You're going to take a couple of those nutrients out of that food, but then you're going to poop that food out, and it's still just going straight back into the soil, except you're going to put in some calcium, magnesium, nitrogen, phosphorus, carbohydrate, protein, microorganism. It's all, you're just in the circle with this plant now. All that energy still going back in. All that energy still going back in. Now, what is your religious lifestyle? Your expectation is that everything is coming from a wish genie in the sky. Your relationship is now to a building, some guy in the building, and that's your go-between for the wish genie in the sky. If you're a Mormon, it's the Mormon wish genie. If you're Christian, it's the Christian wish genie. If you're Catholic, it's the Catholic wish genie. If you are Jewish, it's the Jewish wish genie. You're in a relationship too. So you're no longer a steward of the human life cycle. The animal life cycle. You've removed yourself from the animal life cycle, from the earth life cycle, and now you have become a consumer. You're going to take things from this. You're going to poop into a water treatment plant. You're going to consume antibiotics in your water, and now you're going to pee antibiotics onto the soil, murdering the nutrients in the soil, murdering the microorganisms in the soil. You're going to pee into the factory where they're going to put in more antibiotics. It's going to come back to your house. You're going to drink bottled water because you don't drink that stuff. But you're going to cook with that antibiotic. You're going to pour that antibiotic all over your body, where it's still going to get inside of you, where it's going to murder the 1,000 species living on your skin, caring for your skin. If you one day decide, screw God, nuts to God, I don't have anything to do with God, you're still over here. You're still over here. You're still a consumer. Your happiness is coming from products you're buying. Your happiness is coming from your streaming products that you're consuming. Your happiness, your relationships, your energies are coming from boxes where you bring them home, you consume them, then you put them in a plastic bag that are going to the dump. If you have a tree and the leaves fall down onto the ground, you're going to be annoyed. You're going to clean those leaves up. You're going to put those leaves into a trash bag, and you're going to take those leaves off-site. You're going to put them into a dump, but in bags. And these bags are now going to cause insane amounts of CO2 and destroy the air that you need to breathe. We're going to put poisonous gases constantly. If this goes down into the leaves go down into the soil, all that energy just returns there. If we put them in a plastic bag and store them somewhere for the rest of time, that is now not going to return to Earth. It's just going to make poisonous gases to reduce the amount of oxygen for you, for the tree, and for the animals. Uh-oh. There you go, big guy. That was scary. There's a kitten over there. I don't know if it's in shot or not. But I petted it and it lost its balance. It's not that bright. But you're in this other cycle right here. You're going to the store and you're buying things, then you're throwing away the rest of the food, preservatives, antibiotics, chemicals, and plastics, and they're hopefully they're not going into the soil, but eventually they have to. Everything ends up back in the soil. So we're just making these poisonous bombs in all different locations when we try to build houses on top of those things. We've got poisonous gases leaking out of the earth, and now we have to have radon detectors, poison detectors, and ways not to mitigate those poisonous gases we've created, just to get them away from our houses. Get that poisonous gas to go up into our breathing air outside of the house, but outside of the house. We need the house to be a safe place. Everybody outside of the house, screw you. We don't have a radon detector for the people walking down the street. We don't have a radon detector for our atmosphere, for our breathing air. We're just getting that out of the house. But we're living in it. We're just living in it. Colorado made a bunch of real estate developments over old trash dumps, whatever you want to call them, landfills. And then the houses were sinking. They'd build a whole house, and they'd get all done, and then you could drop a marble onto the floor, and it just rolled to the other side of the house. A portion of the house wasn't sinking. The entire houses were sinking, and then poisonous gases were leaking out of that into the homes. We're mitigating this simply by getting the poisonous gas outside of the home, but of course then we're just walking around breathing it anyway. We didn't do anything. We're in these relationships with these chemicals, with these factories, with these landfills, so that nothing is working. Nothing is working whatsoever. And you're saying, hey, I've identified that religion, Jesus Christ himself is the problem. Screw Jesus Christ. And you might as well be singing Baby Shark on repeat. Your words have absolutely no meaning. You didn't go anywhere. You're still right here. We should probably draw some little stores and restaurants and other items that you're in this life cycle with now. Here we had the energies going into a circle. Everything was this perfect circle. The only thing that was going away were a little bit of carbohydrates. A human needs a teaspoon of sugar to actually run on. We are going to get calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, nitrogen, microorganisms, protein, electricity, everything else. But the only thing that's actually disappearing is a teaspoon of carbohydrates a day. Either you're storing a teaspoon of carbohydrates a day, or you're burning a teaspoon of carbohydrates a day. But guess what? This guy's main job is turning sunlight into sugar. So the only consumable in this now kind of messy circle, is something that this guy has evolved for billions of years to produce from sunshine. For all of us to run. For all of us to run. You eat that piece of fruit, you get some sugar. That little bit of sugar is going to run your body. The rest of that sugar is going to go back into the soil in your coop with 10 billion microorganisms per day, which you need. You can't go without, but you're never going to run out of them. Because the soil is full of it, this guy's full of it, the tree is full of it, you're taking care of the tree, you're touching the tree, you're gaining billions of microorganisms through the interaction, you're gaining billions of microorganisms through eating the fruit. You're never going to be short on microorganisms. You're never going to be short on calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, nitrogen, carbohydrates, proteins. You're getting all of that. These energies are going into the animal, but they're not just going into the animal and they're gone. They haven't been consumed because they're going to come out on the other end of the animal. Quite frankly, the animals are huge helpers in our gardens. If we were to put some bones, if we were to put some hard stuff into our gardens, it'd be there for a year. But if we put those same bones inside of the pigs, inside of the goats, inside of the dogs, in a day we're going to consume, we're going to transform a bone into perfect. The bone marrow has so much amazing nutrient that's going to sit on top of the soil for a year, unless we've got a helper, that we've got a goat or a pig or a dog. They're going to turn that bone into perfect fertilizer for the soil in a day. None of this is going anywhere. You're now in this other circle. You've broken all of this, and now you're in this other circle with this water treatment plant, the corner store, the grocery store, where every single product has the raw sugar, unhealthy sugars, but with antibiotics. So your body's going to do a couple of things. Your body's going to sense the lack of microorganisms, the lack of human energies, the lack of fruits and proteins, and your body's going to make a decision to kill you. Regardless of what you're saying, your words don't mean anything. Your actions, your lifestyle that you create with your hands means something. Your opinions, they're just garbage. Words are just garbage. You have been taught inside of this cult that these opinions are just the most forceful thing on the face of the planet, so that you can scream it out. This is what I think. Screw God. Screw Jesus. This is meant to be so forceful and so offensive. Just impact everybody around you so much. And of course, you're still in the little glass bubble. You're still in the little fish bowl. You're still in experiment universe 25. You're still stuck in this thing, dead. Your body is telling you not to procreate. Your body is telling you not to exercise. Your body is telling you, you know what I love? Those chemicals. Let's eat some more of those chemicals. Let's eat an unsustainable amount of those chemicals. And then when we're physically full, let's be hungry for more. Because the goal of your body has become the death of your body. It's trying to get you into the soil. We have found a means not of keeping humans healthy for 80 years. We've found a means of keeping the human out of the soil. You're going to get sick. You're going to be extremely unhealthy. You're going to get sick. You're going to go to the hospital with your heart stopped. Are they going to repair your health? Nope. They're going to paddle you back simply to breathing and operating again, just so that you can keep buying and consuming paying taxes and purchasing things from billionaires, we're not going to make you healthy. We're just going to get you back into this fish tank so that you can keep with the 341 million other zombies. Just keep making these billionaires wealthier, making these billionaire politicians wealthier. If you stop, they stop being able to take billions of dollars. How many billions has this president taken in the first year? You're not saying boo. You've been in a cult so long, this just sounds like background noise. And you're saying, well, I'm the one that doesn't like this president. I'm the one that does like this president. It doesn't matter as long as you don't break out of the fishbowl and rejoin this. You're not doing anything. They're just dumbass words. We've got comment sections so that you can say, hey, here's what I don't like. And now it's out of you without you doing anything. You've now found a pressure relief valve so you can stay inside of the fishbowl, continue murdering your children, continue murdering yourself, but feel like you've gotten that off your chest. In a couple of days, perhaps you'll realize, hey, I haven't done anything. That didn't work. Nothing's changed. I still feel empty. I still feel zero motivation, zero happiness, zero satiation from my food, zero satiation from my sex. But what are you going to do? You're just going to tell somebody, man, screw Jesus. Screw the president. That's it. That was your big moment. That was your big moment. You're up on that soapbox and you told them and you did nothing. Guys, you're still going to church. You're the most devout person in the church. You're just saying, screw Jesus and not going to some box. The box doesn't mean anything. As long as you're in this jelly jar, as long as you're in this fishbowl, consuming and putting your microorganisms into this water treatment plant, that was the only goal. To take you out of this beautiful cycle and get you in this cycle with the wish genie. It doesn't matter if you're going to the church. It doesn't matter what your opinions are of the church. It doesn't matter if you hate everybody in the church and you told them so too. To their face. Okay, whatever. Baby shark. We have to get rid of this wall and rejoin this extremely messy cycle. Super simple. Everything that's coming off of the tree is not garbage. Everything coming off of the tree has to go back into the soil. That's not waste. That's not garbage. That's necessary. If you collect all the leaves, you get rid of all the fruit, you sell all the fruit off-site, get rid of all the leaves off-site, that soil is now dead. If you're eating food from a store that has antibiotics in it, and your waste is going into the soil, it's going into the soil with antibiotics that are killing the soil, nice people. It has to be a complete circle. That doesn't mean every single piece of food has to be grown at your house. However, if we're growing everything in one location, then exporting it, then after we do this, the farm, the dirt on the farm just blows away. It's dead now. We had worms. We had trillions and trillions and trillions of microorganisms. We have all of this alive soil. Now we pour a bunch of chemicals on it. We pour a bunch of Monsanto seeds on it, making food that will not procreate, will not, when the seeds fall back down onto the ground, they will not make food again. That's the end of the cycle, guys. That's the end of the cycle. This just stops. They have manufactured all of your seeds so that they will not grow fruit from the seeds from the fruit. That's the end. You've already ended it, so it's not impacting. This has no what? There's no shock. There's no. It's already. You're already dead. You're already out of this, and so you're not going. Oh my gosh, that's a tragedy. We can't have that. That's. You've already been out of it for so long. It means absolutely nothing to you. But we can't. That just doesn't work. I have a tiny piece of land. It's not really a big piece of land. The building is too big, way too big. Somebody built a 7-story, 7-level building going up a mountain with 4 apartments and a restaurant, and it's great for money. Don't get me wrong. It's like printing money, having a building in a tax-free country. However, if you're interested in this, American dollars or Dominican pesos don't really benefit you. You don't need stuff. Everything is right here for free. Everybody in this country is going, oh my God, everything is so expensive. Hey, you're growing it, give it to me. And I'm going, well, I can't feed a country. I can feed the number of people living at my house, though, because I grow food here. But you guys have soil. You simply have to, the seeds are already there. They're buying the produce, throwing the seeds into the landfill, and then saying, oh my God, this food's so expensive. And I'm going, what? You just threw the seeds in the landfill. It's all free. You just return the seeds to the soil. You don't stretch the plants out of the ground. They grow by themselves. Rain falls out of the sky onto the soil. The only thing you have to do is let the plants grow, maybe protect the plants, put up a little gate or something like that, but past that, it does itself. We had to break this before we could say, oh my God, now this food is so expensive. What the heck? The food isn't expensive, the soil isn't expensive, the calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, nitrogen, microorganisms, none of that costs money because it's all just happening by itself. My house has a bunch of leaves. And people keep coming by saying, hey, I'll clean those leaves up for $20. And I'm going, what in the world? Maybe I can find some work for you here so you can earn $20, but don't take the leaves. That's stupid. Those are leaves on the tree. Then they're a place for the ants and microorganisms to chill out. Then that's my tomorrow's soil. Why would I let you take the leaves someplace else? Let's build a raised garden or something like that if you want to earn $20, but you can't have my leaves. You're not going to have the leaves. Everybody else has this pristine grass or this pristine soil, but that's just a barrier that's keeping those energies from being able to go where they need to go. So I let anything that grows grow. Some of them even have pricklies on, but the chickens still understand medicine. We don't. We're in the cycle with God. We're not secular at all, no matter how we identify. The chickens still understand medicine. When there's mangoes in the trees, everybody else's chickens get a disease called Bidwella. Their eyes swell up and they die. But at my house, when the mangoes are in the trees, the chickens eat the prickly things. And they don't get sick. The chickens are still in their life cycle. The chickens still understand medicine, guys. There's an automated system inside of you. And if you access it, your body understands medicine. Amazing people. If you access it, your body will perform medicine. Amazing people. Your body is trying to kill you. Your body is trying to put you in the soil to repair the soil. Your body is trying to put you in the soil, and so it's not telling you what prickly things you need to eat in order to get healthy. Because your body has a plan to not to be mean to you, not to abuse you, but to avoid procreation and then get your body inside of the soil, because you have separated yourself from these things. Your body's job is to measure those things, and if there's not enough to get you into the soil, amazing people, all we have to do is get off the antibiotics. That's any food from any grocery store, any restaurant in America now has preservative in it, antibiotic in it. Now, you can't take part in this. If you put your poop in the soil with antibiotic in it, you murder the soil. Nice people. You have to protect the soil from you. But if we get off of that, if we find a source of produce that doesn't have chemicals in it, meat and produce that doesn't have chemicals in it, get a little piece of land, we just do this again. Nice people. Guys, that's what I got. You guys are super important to me, and I'm going to do this again real soon.